Hi, myself and other women who are vast and knowledgeable in their fields are going to help prefer answers to the many questions in the heart of women. On this show, we are going to be talking about anything and everything. My name is Ibitayo Jeje. I am a woman and I am original. Are you?
For that, like mommy was with me in every single step, like from the moment where we are sleeping on the floors, like she was there. I needed water, she would provide it for me, and I'm so grateful to God for that, because I don't know how I would have survived that period of time. I had other people who were in the hospital. It was just them and their spouse, but I had myself and I had mommy there to help me.
That's your mother-in-law.
Yes. Okay. Yes, and I'm so grateful to God for
Grandma,
that.
thank you very much.
Yes, so
I'm
so grateful to her for that. So I was able to move on. A couple of things happened after he died. The first one was that the family came less than 24 hours after he died to share property. And I'll deliberately say this one. Right. And when they did that, I remember I told them, I said, because when they came, there were people who were still coming to give condolences. If I thought that English is correct, I have no idea. But understanding is what that matters. Condolence. I studied linguistics, so I'm from track. So they came at that point, right, to share property. And there were a whole lot of things that happened.
24 hours later?
Less than 24 hours. And my friends, church members, people from the streets were there to pay their condolence, and they came to do all of that. I remember telling them, you think it is me that you want to disgrace, but definitely this is not me that you are doing that to, because you have just simply played yourself and you have made people look at you and to give a kind of tag to who you are. And I'm not offended, and I've never been offended.
When you say share property, they came and like, okay, the chair or what?
Yeah, share property.
Yeah, so okay, yeah, we're taking the chair. What?
Share property.
I can't wrap my head around. So I'd like
when you say property, someone has more than a chair.
Yeah, again,
the things that
the things
he
that
owns.
they think
yeah,
he
so they
owns
were
the house,
pointing and
you
say
both
you
not
were
necessarily
living.
pointing. There was already a division, and there was a paper.
They came prepared.
Yes, I wasn't notified.
Did he have properties like houses?
So
or did they just come to share?
One thing I knew is that he was the sole heir to his father's things. And the way we are even saying is like I see the father is the king of Ondo. Like, it's not like it's not billions or millions, but it was something to
just
them.
Comfortable.
Right? Yeah. Because he was also comfortable in his own right. We had things we were building by ourselves. We had things that we were doing that were as a result of the works of our hands, not because of the things. Yes. So I was actually amazed that, so you mean these people were even here, and all along when things were going south, I didn't see anyone. So where did some of you come from? And I'm not scared to even say this to anybody, right? Because I felt he was disrespected, and that's why I'm talking. Who am I? I'm not a blood. I'm not associated in any way. So if you disrespect me, you are free to do that. But I felt he was disrespected to have done that, right? If you had done that maybe a month after, you're like, okay, we want this. I have what I'm doing for myself.
Month after service. I mean, yes, appalling.
But I felt like that was very, very disrespectful. And yes, I take it as an offense to even myself, right? I take it as an offense because because I felt I deserved more than that.
Yeah.
Right? I deserved more than that. And for you all to have come in that manner, that was wrong. It was very, very wrong, because no one should be treated in such manner. No one should be despised or should be put down in such manner when it's not like such person stole. Because even the law says even if a person steals, you do not take that person to judge him until you you test
You
him and
establish-
try him
yeah.
and you establish certain things. So I felt that was very, very, very outrightly disrespectful.
Yeah.
So when that happened and they shared all of the things, although fair
Did they
to
ask you to leave the house?
yes,
They asked you to
the
leave.
the younger sister told me to leave the house, and then in my head I'm like, do you think he built the house?
Was
because
it your personal house?
It wasn't. The thing is, the house was so spacious and so massive. It wasn't the typical house that you will find in an Ondo
Lagos.
setting,
Okay.
right? Like the sitting room was more like ×4 of this. It was, I think the person who owned it then built it as a family house.
Okay.
So by the time they let it out, they didn't break anything or renovated anything. So they came in and you're
They
saying
asked
you
you
gave
to
me
leave.
7 days.
To pack out of the
Yes,
house.
and thank God for my pastor's wife. Like God really gave me a lot of people
Support.
around me
Yeah,
that were
yeah.
there.
System.
So I think that was also some of the things that helped.
Help.
Many of the things that I would have been the one, chesting and
Yeah.
of course they came directly to me, but I wasn't. God created an environment where I was not able to respond with my voice because I'm not as gentle as I look. I would always say it. Well, maybe then I was not gentle, but now I'm very, very gentle. I can say that.
I still find that hard to believe.
We believe you.
I wasn't very, very gentle. I was because there were certain things that I could not even do that even surprised myself. Because I think it was just God's grace, right? Someone stretching hands to even my aunties and uncles. I'm like, Ọlọ́run tó yẹ kó bá mi nígbà tí mo wà okay, mo máa gbá ojú ẹ̀ mára ògiri. I'm telling you, you felt it. Yeah, that's how I would have done that to her, right? But there were just a lot of restrictions. There were a lot of restrictions, not because I didn't want to do it, but I didn't have the capacity to.
Dealings, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it might sound spooky, but,
Yeah, but it is
but
what
I
it
didn't
is.
have the capacity to. Because there were days I'm like, Ọlọ́run ẹ kò fi mí sílẹ̀. Just release me small. Just release me small. Let me deal. Because I felt like
I know that feeling because sometimes it even gets so painful you're crying.
yes.
You're crying because of what you can do, but
What
cannot do.
you can do this. Like on a female, I didn't give me and you that we should.
Okay, so please, so at the end of the day, you let them have their way.
You moved out of the house.
So what happened was after the whole thing, my pastor called me because he was not around. Like I said, they didn't tell anyone. I just saw them in the morning that they came to do that. So
did you eventually move out of the house because
No.
of the time? You
No,
didn't move out of the
I
house.
didn't. I stayed
Okay.
there for a year.
They
For a year.
But they wanted you to
they took
leave.
the
Yeah,
things.
they wanted to.
They took the things they needed to take.
Yes, they
So
did.
was it like
You allowed
the
them
house
take
was
the things,
emptied
so
while
the
you
house
were
was
there?
empty while you were there.
No. So the things that I allowed them to take, or the things that they were more interested in, were not even the things that were in the house.
They were not physical.
Oh, okay.
They were the
Documents.
studio,
I
documents,
see.
and every other thing.
I see.
So like
And they took the studio.
yes, now because,
yes, they took everything. Funny thing is, that same month I was just renovating the studio. We just bought cameras, lights,
Wow.
backdrops,
So they
and
went with
everything.
all of that.
Everything. We had 2 cars, and
They took your cars.
Yes. So when
I like they
So
took
you
the
were
two.
left with nothing.
The 2
Like
cars or one.
seriously.
I was left with myself, and
I thought you said you had squishies.
Okay,
You
then
were not using
No, that see,
I had
see the thing about it,
Dealings now.
sometimes that when you are in that situation, really, when you are in that situation, there's no strength to start battling or
Absolutely.
fighting.
Let me-
or,
They didn't-
They just
Sometimes you just
Quite early.
They didn't-
Did you have any child at the time?
I had
Yeah, I was
2
about to-
miscarriages
Wow.
in the course of everything. Because something about his health was that it really made him, it heightened his sexual drive. I thought I was going to die. Yes.
Say again.
Sorry,
No, don't be sorry. You don't have to be sorry
Say
about
again.
anything.
That heightened the
yes. To a point that I remember there was a time after we came out of the hospital after some days, and it was like, but guy, Jadi in the hospital, you're supposed to be
Yes, yeah.
recuperating. And he did it to the point that his skin was peeling.
No way.
I'm like, okay,
Was it? Wait. Pause, please. Was it? Did the doctor say anything about that?
yes. So I think a month after we came back from Ekiti, I complained to the doctor, and he said I shouldn't deny him because it could affect his psychological state, and it would make him feel
Less of a
lesser.
man.
And because as the pain was so much for him, there were days he's groaning on the floor, and
What's
I
the name
need
of
to
this disease again.
cardiomyopathy. And it's, when the heart is not functioning well, a lot of the organs in the body start deteriorating. So
Oh my
he was
goodness.
having kidney issue, lungs, liquid in the lungs, ulcer.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
there were just too much that I couldn't afford to deny that.
But he had
Sorry.
strength.
You
for
see, we
sex.
don't. Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
ask
so
that. How?
so I don't know. I can't explain.
So with all
it.
these health conditions, it was still able
I think we
to.
should ask any of the guys around. I don't know.
We need
how
to talk
they
to a
feel.
doctor.
So how did that make you feel?
Yeah.
There was not consistent. There was a particular day I felt like I was being used.
Like an object.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt like I was being used. Like, so am I just here to
So
just
satisfy this.
like, don't I also matter in this whole experience?
No.
Right? I think it was during that period of time that I carried my bag. I felt I'm not doing. And I didn't really care whatever anybody would say. So I didn't stay because I felt church was good. No, I'm not as I think God has helped my degree of enlightenment that I'm not as daft as that to think that I can keep myself in a condition because of what I think another person would say.
Yeah.
I'm way past that. I might be young in my age, but in growing up, I have seen too much, not like directly within my family, but I've seen too much to know that I can't afford to keep myself in that spot, which was why when you asked me, will I make the same decision again? If I knew that that was what God wanted me to do, I would make that decision. And I'm not trying to sound spooky.
Yeah.
Every decision that I made them with my eyes clear, and they were deliberate steps. That was how I was raised. I need to be able to objectively look at things and make my decision.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I want to deviate a little bit. Now, that action, like you were saying, he had all this medical condition and he was still demanding for it. Was it not affecting him more? Was it not taking him into more danger zone,
Well, I
so to
wouldn't.
speak?
If he could go to exercise, like we were going to exercise like every day.
He actually
He's
did
going
require
on.
exercise.
He didn't. He's going on treadmill. He could go for
Oh, he was
30,
doing all
45
that.
minutes. He's carrying weights.
Oh,
That's another form of
okay.
exercise
So
now.
it was.
And there are
exercise.
different
Yeah, because if he has anything to do with the heart, it shouldn't be stressed beyond the capacity that the heart can
but
take.
what's the impact of a capacity? Oh, what long?
So
What's
Yoruba.
kidney capacity? What
What?
Yeah.
is the capacity
Yeah,
of
because-
having of sexual activity as compared to when you are on a treadmill, you're carrying weights, right? And
So the energy
requirement, and the funny
Is
thing
it
is,
more?
is lesser.
is lesser because
As in-
Are you
because
sure?
the kind of
treadmill
I want
is,
to
yeah.
believe that the
Sex
kind
is
No,
of
now
Yeah,
sex.
and then for exercise.
No.
well,
Have you go and
for
Google
exercise-
it?
Ma'am,
Wait
for exercise-
now.
no,
Ma'am, for
Which is
exercise,
wrong.
your gratification
Exercise
is
it's
delayed.
delayed.
For
Yeah.
sex, your gratification
it's
is
pleasure. It's
energy
pleasure
and
you're
gratification are
experiencing.
side by side.
The
So
hormone that is being released in the body is dopamine. Like
no shame.
But the heart also at this time beats faster too. Go, at least I know
So
that one.
if I take it backward, it's sounding like you're putting me, like if I want to remove myself,
exercise
right?
too.
You're putting me in that position where, because most of the time I'm the one doing the exercise, I'm the one on top. Ṣé àtúfẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ni? Mélòó ló ń ṣe?
Ti wájà.
Because
Because the thing
Okay,
is,
so.
You see the way I just said this?
I'm trying
So
not
you're
to
actually
be,
the one doing the work.
So I'm trying not to be very vulgar because
So,
I want this to
don't
be
be
something
vulgar,
that
but be
younger
vocal.
ladies can
You
listen
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Right?
You can,
They are that's what I was saying that they are
but don't be vocal.
yes, because there are different type of sexual postures, right? In
Right.
that activity.
So I'm very sure. I'm sure that you see at the end of the day, these things had some effect on you
Definitely.
mentally.
Definitely.
Of course now.
That's why it is important, because there may be one or two other people too who is experiencing such a thing. It is important that we know how you were able to recover.
deal
Yeah.
with it.
So for me,
And
heal.
I think the
For
first
me.
point for me was I think the understanding that I had. Like I said, that day that they came to share the property, I spoke with my pastor, and he asked me, "Omotola, so sure proffer wa láàrin àwọn people here."
Are you sure you want to?
Yeah,
be
are you
in
sure
the
you want to be in the midst
middle
of these people?
Yeah, in the
No, I'm
midst
just
of
trying
these
to
people.
interpret
I told,
it for the
yeah,
Don't
for
interpret
of those
it like
who
that.
do not
What's that?
understand
In the
Yoruba.
midst
No,
of this, not in the middle.
Láàrin, àárín
So
is
I
middle.
remember I told Daddy, God will bless Reverend Busui for me.
Amen.
In this life,
God
and
bless
he's
you,
in
God
the world
bless
to
you.
come.
Busui
He's in
for
Eternal
us,
Life Embassy 174. I don't know the name
Don't
of
put
that.
the advert for the
Yeah, you
church.
giving us the
I don't understand. Are you
As
going to
in,
pay for the
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 advert?
thing that
That
community
man
did for me,
Wow.
even when the society wanted me to use 6 months, I told her, I said, Daddy, I fit about fair ní òkú èèyàn lọ́rùn.
Daddy, it is only if you want to have
Want somebody
the
to
dead
die.
body of somebody
Except
on
you
your
are looking
neck.
for someone that will run mad. That is the only thing that will make you allow them to subject me to 6 months. I'm not using.
months of
6
what?
months of what? Yeah.
They called it morning.
Okay.
Oh, so you're supposed to be indoors.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I told him, okay, before I'm already jumping ahead of myself. That day I told them, I said, Daddy, okay, no problem. I know what to do. So after they had left, I called the head of the family, Olori Ebi. I said, sir, I have something to tell you. He said, what is it? And that man also is a very nice man. He was the one who even told me ahead of time that they were coming. But when I mean ahead, like maybe an hour, because he told me when he was there that they were coming. Then I called him. I said, Daddy, okay, I have one favor to ask you. He said, what is it? I said, I don't want anything. That I want them to take everything on one condition. That I would not have anything to do with them. I would not share anything that, not their name. And I do not want to be tied to them in any way or form.
Wow.
On that ground. He said, Omotola, are you sure? I said, yes. And he said, okay, no problem. He called all of them. And I think they had a meeting. And he told them, from this day, if you see her on the road, if she does not greet you, do not ask her.
Don't address
So
her
he was
as a
one
yes.
of those people that also helped me, initiated my process of healing. For me, that's how I see it. Because it means that if I see you outside and I don't greet you, you can't, I'm not held bound. Because
Yeah.
number one, another thing is he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. So I needed to come to terms with it. I'm a Christian and he's dead. I am alive. I still respect him. I respect his
The memory.
the memory,
His legacy.
but I am no longer his wife.
True.
I am not. I'm now my father.
Did it take,
So-
how
so
long
was
did it
it-
take you after he died? How long did it take you?
Sincerely,
Yes.
48 hours.
That's not correct. That's not even possible.
So now you're saying it's not possible. I
48
think,
hours.
I'm telling you,
That's
I
2
think
days.
that I'm talking about
get
the
yourself
mental.
back.
I'm talking about the mental acceptance of what happened. I'm not saying my healing.
Okay.
Acceptance.
Acceptance.
Yes. Because funny thing is, he died in the house with me. I was the one who took him to the hospital with my pastor. They called him dead on my lap. I was still asking them, where is he? Even when they told me to go home. So it was still like, Shebe Mogbilos hospital. Like I saw his body changed and transformed in my presence. Like literally.
Okay, so in closing, how were you able to live again?
I believe that I also have a life.
You have
If
to
I'm
tell
not
yourself
dead,
that-
You must
yeah.
move on.
I have a life and he wouldn't want me to be stuck. Wale cares about me too much to want me to be stuck.
I like that.
I know that.
Yeah.
I like that.
He cares about me too much. And there are many things that I am doing today that were as a result of things that we have talked about before.
Your plan.
Yes.
So somehow you live
So
on the
somehow,
legacy
yes.
of his life.
So if there are days I feel like I can't do this, and then I remember, well, you can do it. Look at where you came from, and look at where you are today. You can do it. So, and also the realization that life is very transient, very, very transient. Like I don't hold things too much to my heart. You offend me, okay. It means we don't have any reason to do too much together. Then you go.
You move on.
Very, very. It's. I think that's the
I like
easiest
that.
way
I
to
like. I
live
like.
life.
I like your approach, but somehow, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel that this your smile and you're laughing is covering many things. I know.
No, that's so.
Yeah,
I was
it's
telling
good,
that I
it's
wasn't
good.
always this laughing person.
Let me ask you.
It's good.
Let me ask you. Are you ready to love again?
I want to marry again. Yeah, you know what I said before. Me, I don't know what it means for a man to take care of a woman. If I can, okay.
You see, I like
experience.
Yes, I really want to.
You want to be taken
Yeah,
care
I really
of.
want.
Yes.
That's like if there's anything that I crave for, is I want to be pampered. Right? Yeah, to this extent, I'm doing a lot of things for myself, and I want someone who can take care of me. But then I'm not the type that will tell me to sit down.
Take care of me, but
no,
still
yeah,
give
allow
me
me
my-
have
me to
my
enjoy myself.
So allow me. Allow
Okay, so
me explore my.
I like I said, we're trying to wrap up now. So I like the fact that you're able to accept and then understand that I have a life. So we're trying to encourage one woman out there that has probably gone through this, for you to know that as sad as it is and as painful as it is, you still have a life to live.
Definitely.
So the earlier you understand that, and to move on and heal. And then, in the case where there are some cases where there are children already involved in it.
I wouldn't call her a friend, but like a sister who is close to me, who also experienced her husband dying quite early, and she has a child.
Okay, you know what? Can you talk to a woman who just lost her husband?
Before I couldn't,
you
but
snapped out of it.
No, so
The
we're saying do that
realization
now.
Do that now.
after
That's what we're
48
saying.
hours.
Oh, okay.
I want you to speak to the camera and talk to a woman who's just lost her husband, or who just lost her husband 6 months ago, a year ago,
Go, yeah.
2-3
2
years
ago, 5 years ago.
Encourage such a woman and tell her that she can live again. She holds herself
The
the
responsibility.
responsibility to live again.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm actually talking to her.
I know.
The truth is, there was a time when I felt like life was not meaningful and that nobody would really understand what I'm going through because it's my problem. It's my life. But in the course of my journey, I realized that as true as that might seem, it really pays to have people that you can talk to, that you trust. It really pays. They may not be able to give you the right word. Funny thing is, they might not even be able to say anything. Just their presence being there is enough strength that you can draw from. There are places where you can draw strength from, right, beyond somebody giving you words of comfort. And it is good that you know that and you surround yourself with such kind of people. Take it from somebody who has lost everything. And when I mean everything, not just husband, but also the comforts of life. No money, right? Nothing to fall back on. And then after 5 years, I can say for a fact that I have a business of myself and I have people working with me.
Wow.
Right? So I'm saying this to say that you can do more than me. With God on your side, definitely with His grace released to you, you can do more than myself.
Yeah.
And you have the capacity to receive love. And it is not your fault, most importantly.
For real.
It's never anybody's fault that the person dies. There are certain things that we cannot understand. And I think that's where the place of God's sovereignty comes in. Definitely, there will be moments where you will ask questions, but ask them with a free heart, not with such that keeps you in a box. And then you find liberty and freedom to live again.
Preach.
Hallelujah.
Oh, God. Hallelujah, somebody.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
That's beautiful.
Honestly, thank you so much.
So one
for
lesson I've
coming
taken
on
here
the
now.
show. Madam,
Wait now.
I'm the one
One
that
lesson,
worried this
sweetheart,
sweetheart.
before I
I've told
forget.
you, stop calling me sweetheart. I don't
Oh,
like
sorry,
it.
honey heart,
I'm not your sweetheart.
Yeah.
biscuit bone heart.
When you get home, call your husband sweetheart.
I don't call him. I call him.
I ain't your sweetheart.
Sorry, we
You
don't know how
have
to
a
do
pet
it. We
name
know
for
we
your
are old
husband.
school.
You are very
We don't know how to do all
One
those.
thing you have learned.
Thank you, my darling.
That's rude.
High five.
I'll deal with
Okay,
you
one
after.
lesson or one thing I've learned here is that it's to have good support system.
Absolutely.
Good support system is important in every
Who is your support
situation.
system? I can't
Like this woman here now, she's one of our support
This
system.
one that system.
We are just managing her, but she's a good girl.
She's a community.
So it's important to have a good support system to help you out in any situation you find yourself, because
Very
truly
true.
it's not a journey you can do alone.
No,
Absolutely.
at all.
Absolutely.
I salute your courage, my
I
darling.
salute you. You have done well.
And for those of
You are
you
doing
who
well.
need
Please, we are not looking for upcoming. Oh, I will make it tomorrow. No.
By the way,
we want the one you have made
you need
it.
a man that
You want to have made it.
that
Yes.
can spoil,
If you don't
that
see-
can
Yes.
treat.
Don't want the one with room and parlor.
Keep moving.
We don't want that. Yeah.
Keep moving.
If you are not ready, move forward onto
She's
the
a very
next.
hardworking lady.
Yeah.
She's good at what she does.
Yeah.
She's every. Oh no.
She's
let me
beautiful.
not even
She's
start.
God fearing.
I that brought myself.
Oh God.
She's wife material like 150 yards.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Omotala.
Thank you
We
so
really
much.
enjoyed
Thank
you.
you.
And I must say thank you too.
For what?
You've been it's funny how I've known you from afar, but somewhere there, my heart has always stayed beside you. And yeah,
That's so
sincerely,
Hate that thing.
sincerely, because I'm not the type that opens myself
people.
up to people. Because this thing, I can't afford to open it just to anyone, and it picks. I think God picks people that He would bring my way, and I know that it's not a mistake that I'm here.
In this community, right?
And you have a very unique way, of giving access to people, and they have access to you.
That's just the way.
I don't like
it
that
is.
because it makes me not to feel special. Like you cannot be special around somebody that has 1 million special people.
Yeah.
That's the
I get it now.
That's
Right.
the
She
uniqueness.
has too many special people.
I don't know.
What are we going to do about this
It's
matter? Bye.
it's not her fault.
Do you still have to now come say this on air?
Well,
telling
wherever,
you.
wherever I get the
When are
opportunity.
you going to stop?
Just thinking about
jealousing
it, oh.
the people in my
That's
life.
how
You
she
never
is, oh.
thought about it.
Really, I
It
haven't.
bothers me. It
Many
bothers me.
special people. But
it really
me.
bothers her.
It does, but
And it is a bother for
we
me
were
that she-
upstairs
That
and then
is
she
bothered.
came in. I haven't met you before, and I was like, okay, another one. God, please.
Okay, we're going to have to bring this.
And I didn't know that probably
We-
with her,
Oh,
I was
God.
like the other one. I'm sure I'm the other one. Like people related to Jawa
Oh,
Bank.
God.
Anyway,
She's helped me manage her.
we love you all the same.
I love you too, but you know I love you now.
Don't say that again.
her love comes with Komoko.
She wants me to
And
love only her. I
and
can't do that.
stress.
There's too many people in my life that I have to give this love to.
Because you're on camera, you're saying that when it's just you and I, you want it to hear it or you different.
Okay, so we have to bring this episode to a close. I'd like to thank my younger sister. She's my younger sister. When I say
I
younger,
thought you say you are not related.
we're not mates.
I thought you say you are not
Not
related.
but I mean, just so you know that she's my abrua. I'm
So
not
that
her
my
mate.
height and your height is not confusing them,
It
right?
doesn't matter. Yes, exactly. And of course, she's my elder sister.
She just clocked it.
Minister.
Elder, but
Ifusa.
she treats me as if I'm my daughter. It's okay.
Sister, I was
love
like,
her all
I
the
love
same.
you.
I know,
Thank
right?
you so much for always. Thank you for always being on
And
the
thank
show
you for coming.
with us.
Thank you for
so
coming, Dorcas. We
Eshe
love
Thank
you.
Thank you for being vulnerable with
Even
us.
though we're just meeting you for the first time, but we love
We love you
you.
already.
You're such a sweet
We love you
soul.
already.
Eshe Gani.
Ẹkún ìtọ́jú wa, amore.
Ìtọ́jú wa o. Ẹ ṣé
Gani.
gan. I've told you to stop doing that gege. Please cut it.
Gege.
It's for children. Don't be doing gege.
Excuse me. We are all children of the Lord.